생체 통지 한번 맞으러 제중으로 대통지 동하게 용인도 고와라 경고요. 다 대통지 송지져서 깨버려서 기도 나라가 방배 추삼 좋아해 또 송주도 생지.
Now, before we set out with the instructions, before we start out with them, remind yourselves, says Rinpoche, of all the sentient beings out there, all of these beings who, without a single exception, and in one lifetime or other, have been our kind and loving mothers. All of these beings roam through that which we know as samsara, cyclic existence, and they experience suffering upon suffering. Now, to bring about the lasting benefit for these beings, to bring about the complete awakening of Buddhahood for these beings should be our aim. And with that aim at heart, with this intention to bring this about, we should now listen to the instructions that Rinpoche is about to give. And this brings us to that which we know as patience. And when we talk about patience, there are again three categories, three kinds of patience. The first kind of patience would be that patience which lets us endure whatever negative experience we encounter. We encounter such experiences, such negative circumstances, and it doesn't matter to us. We just endure it as it is and leave it at that. The second kind of patience is the kind of patience which lets us joyfully embrace that which the negative experiences which we make from now and then. And the third kind of patience is the patience which accepts the truth of the matter, the truth of how things truly are. In the face of recognizing that truth, we give rise to this third kind of patience. Now to the first kind of patience, the kind of patience which lets us remain calm in the face of negative experiences. It's the kind of patience which we can best practice in our everyday lives when we encounter situations which are unpleasant. Situations during which we might possibly be criticized by others, where we might be shouted at, we might be called names, we might be approached by people in whichever negative way. If we encounter such conditions, such circumstances, we most likely start to give rise to some form of anger. We get angry gradually more and more. And this kind of patience we're talking about is to be practiced exactly in this very moment. Instead of reacting on the basis of the anger which such situations give rise to within us, instead of doing that, we remain calm, we remain peaceful and patiently simply endure this situation. We do not allow ourselves to strike back in any which way based on the anger which we feel about such situations.
Samasa Mujuba, Chola Sopa, Commodore, Tom Mujuba. I did already any days as it and I also said, J. Conta, de la Sopa, Toman, what have you go? Then I don't have them. I think I don't get that idea. You may link it, take on the Toman, the Latin. And I don't kill a Jimala, you don't last of a kill a Jodon, River Yoda, that is that. Come to the hot drawing. They are pretty cheap the yin last of a then Ravala son. There's he take on last of the Tomato, Zeppa Grumble Zeppa. That is no yin and I don't choose no need Zeppa. No need the cups of daisy Tom Tom, Calica, Tom, cheat and Yundua. The Leona that he Calica, Tom Java King, and I choose of the yin. And Georgie Mason Giga from one topic, the Tabi Lasova, the little son of Tony, and it don't have the power, cheat the seat of her.
And this brings us to the second kind of patience, that kind of patience which allows us to joyfully embrace whatever difficulties we encounter. And to use an example here, Rinpoche explains again, as we have already talked about this yesterday, the practice of Nyung, the fasting ritual, the great compassionate one. As we all know, part of this ritual is that for the duration of a whole day and night, 24 hours, one does not partake of any food or drink. One consciously takes that difficulty upon oneself. One will not eat, one will not drink for the duration of a whole day and a whole night. And invariably, at some time during that period, difficulties will indeed arise. However, we know that taking such difficulty upon us has a virtuous effect upon us. It purifies negativity which we have accumulated in former lifetimes, which could possibly lead to our being reborn in a lower run as a hungry ghost or a hell being or an animal or anything of that sort. And since we take this difficulty upon us, coupled with the wish that great benefit for ourselves and beings may be accumulated through such doing, we joyfully embrace this difficulty which we are experiencing at this time. Now, for that matter, such difficulties will at some time or other arise during whatever kind of Dharma practice we do. And it always serves to remind ourselves, why are we doing such practice in the first place? We do such practice, we perform such practice in order to internalize that which we call Dharma, in order to make this a practical experience, and in order to purify all our wrongdoings, all our misdeeds, and in order to accumulate merit that is necessary in order to progress along the path. So this is the kind of patience that is being talked about when we talk about the second type of patience, the patience which allows us to joyfully embrace whatever difficulty we experience upon our path.
And somebody chula me don't get the person. The time comes on, he get out, and send it me, don't buy me, call tuna, tell us that send the drug our thing over to us. They draw everything, the drug I am see good. They done, and don't buy me and brown big cabla, young tapa, you want my own water, Naran, taking last over. Lama last over, that you want it. That day, la manora candy, some with donna, the nigger cows, the near. Pardon, the cows, pardon. The lemon so much at the Maran, Donna, I tell her, Nora, young Mary. Then our non true mapper, Brombacher, Chula, Nipper top is Zeppa, so on.
And the third kind of patience is the insight or the understanding of how things truly are. Now, for instance, there are some people who get rather nervous when they hear about emptiness. Everything is empty. We talk a lot about that. Some people could even be scared by this. But Rinpoche says there is no reason to be scared or to even get nervous in any way whatsoever. Because if we only stick to the instructions as we receive them from our teachers, we practice them when we receive them from our teachers in the way as we have been instructed how to do so, then there is no way that we can go wrong. If we're being told to let our minds rest peacefully, to practice, with other words, Shina meditation, shamatha as it is called, well, then we do just that, according to the instructions as we have received them. If we are being told by our teachers that we now should proceed to insight meditation, laptong or vipassana as it is called, again, we do just that, according to the instructions of our teacher. We put our full trust into our teacher. And if we practice accordingly, we will eventually attain the understanding of how phenomena and appearances truly are. We will then understand their true nature, and we will not be afraid anymore of that which is being taught as such, emptiness and so forth. So this is the third kind of patience that we talk about, the patience of understanding how phenomena and appearances truly are.
Karwa tongdo sapa jendung de hin che la so he chi kwen de ken so kong so che ki yamara se je aron so karwa tong ro mong mu ga pa do tane song ji tang ti la che pa san chen tang ti la yin ba tang ha tian da we ke tane zhen zu zhang sang tian dong xia ke deng ling zhen gong Tenga Rinpoche se yana yung tiga gewe tawa te senchen tangke la huwa tong nanong ke ge ma ta pa ta ngaro ke senji la yo na te kap te la ngaro song ke sana shedong ji ji yung duwa te shedong tang ji ji yung na ti shedong ti ge huwa tong nanong ma ji pe gewe tawa kasi yo wa te ti shedong ti ge nyam ro es
In the famous text for the great Indian master Shantideva, the Bodhicaryāvatāra, the entering upon the path of the conduct of the Bodhisattva, there is a chapter that deals or that explains the various points as deal with patience. And in one of the verses, or actually starting out with that chapter, he says this: all the merit, all the virtue that has been accumulated through thousands of eons by way of practicing generosity, by way of practicing virtue in the face of the Tathagatas, in the face of the enlightened ones, the Buddhas, is destroyed in a single instant of anger. So this says quite clearly, this explains quite clearly how dangerous, how serious it is to let oneself fall under the sway of anger, to let oneself be influenced by anger, and to let deeds follow such anger as one might feel. We talk here not only about short durations of time, but of thousands of eons. Even if we were to have practiced virtue for immeasurable periods of time, if we were to have practiced generosity and whatever other virtue, should we have failed to dedicate the merit that is being accumulated through such virtuous practice for the sake of beings, then this virtue is a rather unstable, a rather fickle sort, and a single moment of anger, letting ourselves be overwhelmed by anger for a single moment, will destroy all of that merit that has been accumulated for such long durations of time.
年我懂啊有的话，从呢，在小个概念中呢，得把啥不是，高是懂个概念中呢，得把啥不是，高是俺这个过呢得把啥，高是超度个过呢得把啥，高是学堂个过呢得把啥个多，他的年我懂啊个得把啥用的，这个呢。得把道学习的，学堂个过呢，得把啥把对了。学堂个过呢，得把啥呢？这个觉得了，鸟完了，见着了是吧？他得把康体个呢，道学习的对了，什么？得把呢？日报大个，告诉你们是，他的学堂的，你没得日报干嘛的？日报听见那种都讲他呢，他第一眼呢，真主动认同，第一眼呢，他咋的要嘛？日报大个，告诉你们，他日了东西，这也是呢，但是日报大了，培养全部等你去研究，东西这也是日报干嘛的了，难听就做的，那做的干嘛的，他三个他那做个过呢，他日报的刚好都打过来，是吧？
Ein weiteres Wort auf.
那太久了，让我打。说吧，到底别着有了我。最近的厂子都是钢筋不来说了，钢筋就是这个。俺要从从英语不用的，俺讲那个东西。等你就是这个，打理个上来等你。
Which says these are the sounds which bring relief and relaxation. This is also the way of those who practice retreats. They sit that long, so their knees and their backs hurt, and then they sometimes check the time, and if it is time to start making noise or not. And when the time has finally come, then they happily ring their bells and rattle their dummies. And once they're finished with their session, then they just jump and leave their meditation house to get out of it. So now back to the explanation of what patience is all about and why it is so beneficial. Shantideva in his Bodhicaryāvatāra continues with the second verse of his chapter on patience, in which he says, there is no greater evil than anger. There is no greater virtue than patience. Only patience can conquer anger. Therefore, to train oneself in patience again and again under all sorts of different circumstances is what should be practiced. So we find ourselves very often under the influence of the various emotional defilements, and we might do things under the influence of desire or jealousy or ignorance, for that matter. And all of these deeds which we perform under the influence of these bring about some sort of negative imprint or negative experience in the future. But none of these emotional defilements is as bad as anger. Anger is certainly the most serious of them, which brings about the most serious repercussions. Therefore, the one antidote that is to be applied in the face of anger is patience. And such patience should not be practiced only once or twice or 3 times and so forth. It should be practiced always. Whenever the possibility arises to practice patience in the face of anger or even other emotional defilements, then this should be done. The practice of the putting into practice of patience is that which gives rise to all positive qualities within our mind streams and which serves to eradicate the influence of these emotional defilements, particularly that of anger. Therefore, it is of such extreme benefits to practice patience again and again in whatever situation that might arise.
Shedong Sung Sen Changna, Hidden Shawa, Yong Menu, Gadong Dewa Mantopla, Yemo, Temi Yours, Tangarayana, Yin Parupo Yena, So Yena Yang, Tigger Samna, Shedong Sung, Shedong the Shukambuli, Lemna, then Yin Shawa, two non Sen Shawata. Deva Nyamsu Numan, Yungamaris, Taba, Shedong, Sumuti. Sumus and a pen of Chowata, Shedong, Chowata. Dela Dene, non Shawata, Nyamsu, Yam Togomaris. Dela Dene, Sem Gavato, Deva Togomaris. I don't do the Shedong Salimena, I don't know the Sana, Chipu, Yorava, Kaketa China, Sama, Sana. Topo Tamsi and Kechachi, Nom, Ro, and Kamola, Zumbi, Yen, and Bana, Kamola, Zum, Chu Deva, Gemu Chorwa, Lasso, and the Yorava, Gawaton Deva. Ten Dava, non young maris, Tava, Kamutan, Shedan, Namata, at the young. Then it ten Dava, you want my Nyara Castle, Nim, Temi, nonsense, I don't get some cool maris. I don't listen to Shadam Yorava, Tigger Sumala, Yayo Kumari, Shadam to the Sama Yona, Tenda, Kamana to my legion. Then the Chini is on the normal of the Tanya. Cassie Yako Hudina Kuma. Shadam.
Now, to continue in this text, to continue to explain about why anger is such a bad thing and why patience is such a good thing to practice, Shantideva continues to say, when the torture of anger has captured our mind strings, then all peace of mind is completely gone. All happiness and well-being is absolutely absent, and we are even bereft of our sleep. So when this happens, as we all know from our own experience, then indeed we find ourselves in a rather uptight situation. When we are under the influence of anger, then nothing whatsoever can make us happy. We're just angry, and we get more angry as we think about whatever we believe that may have wronged us, and even our outward expression becomes a rather unpleasant one. That's what we look at. Well, that kind of faces I'm wearing most of the time. So, on the other hand, if we do not allow ourselves to be influenced by anger, then we wear a perpetual smile. Everything just works out well. The food we eat will be very tasty. The conversations we have with our friends will be very pleasant. And everything is just nice. Everything is just good. This is a result of not letting ourselves to being influenced by anger. Therefore, it goes without saying that not allowing oneself to be influenced by this emotional defilement is a very good thing. Therefore, if one does not give rise to anger, and if one does not act on the reacting upon one's anger, then things in the end will work out well.
Then Koron can send a Shadam took to Buyoba. Papa Shadam can only, then Naruga, Yopola of a Kamila, Shadam to go in Dong, yet. And Dong never left dead our thinking. Then the Jayana, he consort to Nordon, put the time sense, Naranga Yopo Kamila, then just saying no long yen. Then send the courtesy. Tenga China Yang, then the dog dang, the dog dang, the Papa done sent Garmaris. to todo, come sia dando un che tu patta della terra te. Ne va casi che na io con song sana gara mare. Levante la se fare gol, se ten taturina, io potam che per vocolo se ungre. Io se non casi ten ne va casi che na io con song sana devato dava togumu. Then sia dando un che tappa, tu patta della terra te.
Shantideva continues to explain that if one were to allow oneself to be constantly to be influenced by one's emotional defilement or anger, then even if one were to constantly practice virtue, such anger would eventually be the cause of our death. So even if we were to encounter someone who is rich and influential, who should take it upon him or herself to, for instance, support us in whichever way, support us as our sponsor or something of that sort. Even while such a person would be practicing virtue in this way, if he or she in this situation should still always be angry, should always wear a negative expression, approach other people in an angry way, and have that kind of behavior, then all of the virtue which such a person could practice would be of no avail. Eventually, allowing oneself to be influenced by one's angry feelings constantly will, as it is said in this quote here, be eventually even the cause of the death of such a person. Therefore, it goes without saying that allowing oneself to be influenced by one's anger is indeed extremely unbeneficial, and one should strive not to allow this in whichever instance we're able to.
Donna, Toby, Denny, but then guy on here, that then he bought Jimmy now, Norman on the Yona, and it 2,000 super day. There's a thing I don't think in I also in a take it and super up again. Not the end of a super Jimmy, and it don't do it. At the end of the penny, Namala of a penny, Yona, then he get. Then penna tuba gem yung tera then ki nami gemba te sen tuba yung tanda da pe shedam chembo do ta do chop chembo do ka do yung na tuba to yung gem yung do sewa samba ne segemen tangan di chala tani diksa mare san sen tuba tuba te every Jimbe do yung thing is song on an embassy. Dharma the Tina, but sent it on Garman. For the Shadam Chamuyo Nala, do put it, then our Tapa song, Jimbakasi Tanayo, there are Sangar Tati Togomare. Donna, Toby, Denipa, Dochu Dijana, Shadamna Tini, Deva Chamber, Topaseva, but then a non woman. Donna, Toby. It
continues in the text to explain this, to summarize the
Shedam Kenayam, Domago Toa Momo, Jay Paropo Sana, Doman Kenayam, Tenda with Domago Toa Momo, Yoati, and Domago Zepa, Shedam, the Tela, and Tenda Yungu. Kangi, Drum de Tronjamba, that Tenda Shedam to the famous, and then Doman Kepa, Jolly, my Shedam the party in Yambu. Shedam the Imbola, Zepa the Gongo, ten and dozen in the $10 on it, and Zepa Gonki Kunzoyana, Sin Dalayam, Kipoyo. Give us some lion, they keep on Toba, that can be you. Yes.
Shantideva continues to explain, saying, under the influence of the enemy, which is anger, there is great suffering to be experienced. If one were to set out to conquer this anger, to eradicate such anger, then one would experience happiness both in this life as well as in future lifetimes. So whenever we find ourselves in situations which are characterized by our being influenced through anger, it is this anger that we have to recognize as the enemy. It is not the other person or not the circumstances which give rise to us to anger within ourselves, but which are our enemies, but it is that anger itself. So if we were to step back for a second, instead of letting ourselves being influenced by anger and even letting deeds follow as a result of such influence, we should look at the situation as it truly is and recognize how negative a thing it is to allow oneself to be influenced in such a way. If in this way we remove the basis for anger, if we simply destroy that basis for anger, then all of a sudden the whole situation, again and again, if we train ourselves in this way of eradicating anger as the actual enemy that we encounter, then the result will be that we will experience happiness, positive circumstances and so forth, not only in this lifetime, but also in future lives. Now to continue with this elusive quote of Shantideva's, he goes on to say that if under the influence of anger, people debase themselves, even kill themselves, then it is not a big surprise that under the influence of anger they also hurt others. Now, also we know this from our own experience that sometimes when we are under the influence of anger or when we experience others being under that influence, that they do not only cause trouble and problems for others, but they are also very angry about themselves. They debase themselves in all sorts of ways, in such ways that they have absolutely no self-esteem left whatsoever, thinking of themselves as being such utterly bad, negative people, that it can even happen that they even kill themselves under the influence of such anger, that they might even commit suicide. So if we were to encounter another person who approaches us in an angry way, then we should ask ourselves, why is this person doing this? And we should feel compassionate towards such a person, because we know that being under the influence of anger, such a person is, once he or she has allowed this anger to take over, is utterly powerless, and how in this way they're performing or bringing about so much negativity for themselves or even others. Now, knowing this, understanding this, in the face of this fact of experiencing this, then we're not surprised anymore how, if even such things are possible, how anger is in all its forms definitely not beneficial and brings about great problems and great trouble for others.
the sentient says, but dollar never用的，他俺让跑了过去，写当个过年俺那把毛不是用完的，结完干嘛了？俺让给店家里些东西，可容了那把毛不是差了的。第一个就在那店呢，他可容了俺让那把是用完的，第那把是比就等他妈俺让给就差了的，在那店呢，在那些东西我看有好。
And Shantideva continues to explain somewhere down that chapter that should we ourselves have hurt other beings in former lifetimes, former times or former lifetimes, then it is no surprise whatsoever that these beings in this lifetime strive to get back at us. They strive to repay the hurt that we have caused them in a likewise manner. So, if we should experience such a situation, then we might stop ourselves instead of reacting angrily. We might remind ourselves of the fact that we ourselves are the cause of such a situation. That we are the origin of this situation. Obviously, we have caused this situation by way of hurting whatever being this might be in the past, and this being now strives to get back at us in any way whatsoever, to repay that hurt, to repay that unkindness that we have committed towards that being sometime in the past. Now, recognizing this situation, reminding ourselves of that fact in the face of such circumstances, we might also think, what reason is there to react yet again angrily? We ourselves are the cause, we ourselves are the origin of that situation which we are suffering right now. And there is no reason, there's no point whatsoever to yet again react in an angry way and repay hurt with yet more hurt. So all of these points, these explanations about what anger is all about and how unbeneficial it is to allow the influence of anger within our lives, serves to explain the beneficial result of practicing patience in the face of such anger. Whenever we are confronted with our anger, it would serve us well to step back for a second, not to be immediately influenced by such anger and hurt back in whichever way we might deem appropriate, return the angry words that are being thrown at us or do even worse things, but to step back for a second and simply react patiently. Simply do not let ourselves be overwhelmed by such anger. That would be the beneficial thing to do. If we would do so, if in the face of such anger we were to practice that which we call patience, then we would immediately reap the results of such of the practice of such patience. By definition, anger is nothing else but yet another thought. And thoughts, by definition, are impermanent, have no substance whatsoever. So if we do not allow ourselves to be influenced by our anger and hit back immediately, but step back for a second and simply observe the situation as it is, then this fleeting thought of anger will subside all by itself. It will disappear, it will vanish, and then there is nothing to react to anymore. This is the success, this is the result that is being brought about through the practice of patience, and therefore it would serve us so incredibly well to practice such patience, particularly in the face of anger or other defiled emotions of the sort.
你叫我慢慢的来动，那种大人，大娘子装明白了吧？这人就等于在那吃都没到吧的，看到也那样，也不了，但没有嘛嘛适应了。这人就等于了上龙大，这个在了再往到上班去，这个是刚是相当艰难，这个是18杠，我这个相当艰难，这个是18杠，听着话真的没事。
So to practice patience in the face of such circumstances is, as we have seen, as we have learned, extremely beneficial. If we were to practice such patience, we should do so particularly in regards to our close ones, to our loved ones, our family, our partners, whether we talk of our parents, or children, or our husbands, or wives, or partners with whom we are together. We have come together in this lifetime with these people who are so dear to us through the force, through the power of our former aspirations. Yet we will not remain together with them for a very long time. We have heard how fleeting and how impermanent this life of ours is, and before long we will of course be separated again from these people. So why waste the precious time that we have together with these people who are so dear to us and let ourselves be influenced by anger and fight with them and bring about misery and suffering for everybody involved? Rather, whenever in our dealings with these people, and of course also with others, the thought or the emotion of anger arises, react in a patient way and simply let that anger pass. And this, to practice this in this way would be very beneficial for everybody involved. So the practice of patience in the face of such circumstances is the most important and the most beneficial thing to do. So are there any questions?